Good afternoon, parents of DCISM Montbello. My name is Julio Contreras, and I am the principal of this great school. And this afternoon, we're going to discuss the topic of mental health and social emotional learning. And with me, I have the pleasure of having Ms. Perla Murillo, who is our social worker for our middle school students from 6 to 8. And also with us is Mr. Mike Gerber, who is our social worker for our high school from 9th to 12th. So thank you both for being here with me this afternoon and talking about such an important topic. And so I would like to just start with a set of questions in regards to mental health and social emotional learning. And so first of all, I would like to ask each of you, Ms. Murillo and Mr. Gerber, what are your roles as social workers at DCIS Montbello? Let's start with Ms. Murillo.
Yeah, so social workers we are trained mental health professionals with a degree in social work who provide services related to a person's social, emotional, and life adjustment to school and the society. School social workers are sort of like a link between the home, the school, and the community, in providing both direct and indirect services to the students, families, and to the school staff. To promote and support students' academic and social success. Our main focus as the school social workers is to provide mental health services and provide social emotional learning to the students.
And as a follow-up to that question, Mr. Gerber, as the social worker of our high school students, can you tell me a little bit about what do we mean by mental health? And also, what do we mean by social emotional learning?
Yes, sir, Mr. Contreras. I also want to mention that as the high school social worker, one of my favorite roles is just to be an advocate and be a trusted adult for the student in case they need anything, communication with other teachers, or just being a link of any way I can help them. Social and emotional learning is the process through which children and adults understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible, healthy decisions in their life. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make good, positive life choices. Mental health is an important stage. It's important in every stage of our life, through childhood, adolescent, and through adulthood. Over the course of our lives, your lives, if you experience mental health problems, your thinking, mood, and behavior that could be affected. Many factors contribute to mental health problems, including biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry, life experiences such as trauma or abuse, family history of mental health problems, and things like substance abuse. And we just want to say that mental health is something that's stigmatized in our society, and we're trying to get past that because we know there's a lot of cures and there's a lot of good things that are going on now to help people with mental health, and it's great. It's been something we can solve.
Thank you, Mr. Gerber. And so, Ms. Murillo, I imagine that as we work together in our school to provide a fun environment, a safe environment, and watch for warning signs, what are some of those warning signs to watch for that could present themselves as a sign that a child may be struggling with mental health or social emotional learning?
Yeah, so parents and guardians actually play a critical role in knowing when their child may need help. Sometimes here at school, we see another person, and at home they act completely different. So some of the warning signs that parents can see at home is if your child is feeling very sad or withdrawn, and that behavior goes on for more than 2 weeks. Seriously trying to harm themselves, or attempting to end their life or making plans to do so, experiencing sudden overwhelming fear for no known reason. Sometimes it shows, they have a racing heartbeat or fast breathing, getting in many fights and wanting to hurt others, showing severe out of control behavior that can hurt themselves or others, not eating, throwing up, or using laxatives to help them lose weight, or the opposite, overeating to kind of control those emotions. Having intense fears and worries that can get in the way of their daily activities. Experiencing extreme difficulty controlling their behavior and putting themselves or others in physical danger, causing problems in the community or in the school. The use of drugs or alcohol, having severe mood swings that can cause problems in relationships, showing drastic changes in behavior or personality. Sometimes children often can't understand difficult situations on their own. So it's important for parents to pay particular attention if they're experiencing a loss of a loved one, a divorce or separation of their parents, any major transition like a new home, new school, new community, traumatic life experiences like living through a natural disaster or the experience that we are all living in with the COVID-19. Teasing or bullying, any difficulties in the school, in the community, or with other friends or classmates.
Thank you, Ms. Murillo. And so, Mr. Gerber, but what can parents do? What can parents do if they are concerned about their children's behavior? If they see a warning sign, what are the steps that parents can take?
Yes, sir. There are many things parents can do. Just a few are, you can talk to your child's doctor, school nurse, or school social worker and seek further information about the behaviors and symptoms of the child that you're worried about. You can ask your child's primary care physician if the child needs further evaluation by a specialist with experience in child behavioral problems, or review the current medications or treatment plans if there are any in place. They can talk to their child about the concerns and offer to seek help, add extra help for the child. The parents can ask the children or their child, can you tell me about what is happening? How are you feeling? They can ask, have you had feelings like this in the past? They can ask, sometimes you need to talk to an adult about your feelings. I'm here to listen. How can I help you feel better? They can also say, do you feel like you want to talk to someone else about this problem, another trusted adult? You can also say, I'm worried about your safety. Can you tell me if you have any thoughts of harming yourself or others, which is very important. Also, when talking about mental health problems with your child, you should, and these are just suggestions, communicate in a straightforward manner. I mean, be frank and open, honest with your child. Speak at a level that is appropriate to a child or adolescent for the age of their developmental level. Preschool children need fewer details than teenagers. They can discuss the topic when your child feels safe and comfortable. Watch for reactions during the discussion and slow down or back up if your child becomes confused or looks upset. You can listen openly and let your child tell you about his or her feelings and worries. Once again, you don't want to press them, but you want to be honest with how you're feeling as well.
Thank you, Mr. Gerber. And so this is very important information that definitely we want to share with our families. And so let me ask you another question, Ms. Murillo. What is the best way to get in touch with you in case a parent would like to reach out to you? And I know the fact that you are bilingual as well. So any Spanish speaker out there in the community, any parent who needs to communicate only in Spanish can reach out to Ms. Murillo. So what is the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach out to me would be to give me a call, 423-5748. I'm here during school hours, 7:30 to 3:30 usually. I know some parents work in the afternoons. If you want to give me a call, and then I can, reach out and set up a best time to chat. Email me at perla_murillO@dpsk12.net.
Thank you, Ms. Murillo. And Mr. Gerber, what would be the best way to reach out from a parent who wants to reach out to you in high school?
It's the same as Perla's. I can be contacted at 720-423-5934. My email address is michael_gerber@dpsk12.net. And you can also go through the main office. They can locate us through our cell phones, or if they need to contact us immediately.
Thank you both. And so the next question that I want to ask you, a very important question, is if a parent does not see any signs of problems in regards to mental health, what type of conversations should parents engage in with their children, even though things seem normal?
Yeah, so just having an open conversation about mental health and sort of normalizing those feelings. Sometimes, everybody feels sad and everybody feels angry at one time. And just talking about those feelings, as a family, and having open conversations about that. Also just, letting your child know that I'm here for you if you want to talk about anything. I think it just helps build that trust between them. So when the kids do have problems, they know who to go to, and you can start a conversation with them about what problems are getting in their way.
Thank you, Ms. Murillo. Mr. Gerber, and so the next question that I want to ask you is, in regards to resources being available for parents and our children at DCIS at Montbello, what are some of those supports and resources that we can provide our families that are seeking mental health support?
Well, like one of the things we have is a social worker on staff who does nothing but train or teach students about drugs and alcohol and how to educate them on how that can affect their lives. We also have Stephanie Ratner, who's a psychologist on staff. We can refer students to her. She's also very good. She's part of the Denver Health System. So she has a plethora of resources at her disposal that she could refer kids to and parents to as well. As far as like Perla and I, we can do small groups. We have referrals as well that we could send parents to, and just help educate them on what's going on at the school and how we can be a benefit to their students.
Thank you, Mr. Gerber. And I just have one more question, Ms. Murillo. This is pertaining to alcohol or drugs. What resources are available for those students who may be using alcohol or drugs, or perhaps it's just a concern that they may be using alcohol or drugs?
Yeah, so as Mr. Gerber mentioned, we do have a school health professional who works with DCIS 3 days a week, and she talks about students either one-on-one or has small groups to talk about, the effect of drugs, and offer resources as well. So she works individually with the students, and also offers to do small groups and whole class lessons to teach about those about the effects of drugs on kids and alcohol.
Thank you. And also, I just want to point out to our parents and our students that we also have our school counselors who are always available for you. Ms. Vanessa Segura, who is our school counselor for our middle school, and also Ms. Kim McKenna, as well as Mr. Jacob Gittler, who are available for our high school students. So feel free to always contact our counselors. We have a lot of resources available for our children and our parents. Please call us, please call the main office, or call Ms. Murillo and Mr. Gerber or myself if you ever are in need of anything. Also remember that all information that you share with us is strictly confidential, and we are going to definitely do what's best for you and your children. And so parents, know that you can trust us and that we are here to serve you, and we are always available. And so I want to thank our presenters today. I want to thank Mr. Gerber. I want to thank Ms. Murillo for being with me today in this presentation. And our commitment is to make sure that your children are safe and that they feel welcome in our school, and that we are providing them any type of interventions that you feel they need. And so we are partners in your child's education. And so thank you for your time. Oh, and remember one last thing. We are very, very grateful that you have chosen our school for your children. We are always happy to see them every day. And thank you for everything that you do at home. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Contreras. Just one last thing that I wanted to mention. If our families have students who attend different schools other than DCIS, reach and you're concerned, you have some of these concerns about your student, reach out to that school and ask to speak to the mental health professional at your child's school. Every school has a social worker, psychologist that is there to help the student with any mental health concern. So reach out. We don't know what we don't know.
Excellent point. Thank you, Ms. Murillo. Again, thank you, Mr. Gerber, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.